mommy, community in action. But oh my, let us sound of that. Look, daddy, there's a book for me too. But oh my, let us sound of that. Creative, affirming, and culture for me too. Look, granny, and let us sound of that. Look, granny, and let us sound of that. Look, granny, and let us sound of that. Learning, exploring my history, you see. Look, mommy, and let us sound of that. We confident, we practice, and develop fluency. Look, daddy, and let us sound of that. Families, they bonded, and represent me. Look, granny, and let us sound of that. Look, auntie, and let us sound of that. Nice, I see, let us sound of that. Culturally relevant. Sit back and listen to the wisdom while you represent. So reliable, culturally relevant. Readers and leaders, they hold it down where they have to sit. So reliable, culturally relevant. Sit back and listen to the wisdom while you represent. So reliable, culturally relevant. Readers and leaders, they hold it down, yeah, they have a sit. Look, mommy, give me good reading action. Well, oh my, let us sound of that. Look, daddy, there's a book for me too. Well, oh my, let us sound of that. Creative, affirming, culture for me too. Look, granny, let us sound of that.
Forever loving the sound of that, right?
Yes, indeed.
Yes, yes. How's everybody doing on this wonderful Tuesday evening? I hope you guys are doing well. I know I am. I'm happy to be here for the second week of our fall season, and I'm here with my excellent co-host, Mr. Rodney Jordan. How are you doing this evening, sir?
Well, I told you, every time I come on the virtual village, that's my pep me up for the day. So I am glad to be here and can't wait to hear some affirmations and have some good literature and some good conversation.
Oh, yeah. We got a wonderful night in store for you guys, and it just keeps getting better because we're seeing all this love come across the screen. Let's acknowledge our villagers right now. We see Miss Tiffany, and she said she is on time. Hey, sis, happy Tuesday. So glad to see you. And then we have, we have Keisha here. She says, good evening. How you doing, Miss Keisha? And then let's see, who do we have? Miss Letitia. Great evening, family. Look at all those exclamation marks. I feel it. And then Miss Tiffany again says, hey, you guys. And is that the dancing? Yes, she got a little jig going. I feel that. We feel that love. So yeah, you guys, I mean, it's the Virtual Village Show 2.0, all right? And like Rodney said, he kind of gave y'all the rundown. We got some literacy, culture, community, love, some moments in history, some community connection, positive affirmations, all these things going on. But we kicked it off for y'all, but we're going to let baby girl kick it off for you guys, right? Okay, get used to this.
Greetings, virtual villagers. My name is Shania, and do you know what time it is? It's affirmation time! Time to remind ourselves how great we are. So everybody, repeat after me. I am smart. I have purpose. I am confident. I am valuable. My voice is worthy of being heard. I am an asset to my family, school, and community. I respect myself and I respect others. I am beautifully made inside and out. I love my beautiful hair and I love my beautiful brown skin. I am more than enough. Great job, virtual villagers. Can I get a virtual high five? Great job. And always remember how fantastic you are.
Greeting, virtual villagers. I'm Makai, and this is today's quote. Children who read at home have a substantial advantage in reading in other subjects over children who don't.
This episode of the Virtual Village Show has been brought to you by Target. Buying or selling a home doesn't have to be difficult. At the James Allen Group, we work tirelessly to get families into homes and to get our listings sold quickly at the best price. James Allen, our principal broker, has over 30 years of experience as a realtor. As a U.S. Navy veteran, his knowledge of Hampton Roads and its community is a vital tool in meeting the home buying needs of military families. If you're ready to buy or sell your home, contact the James Allen Group at 757-449-8322. Sign up today for our free home buyer or seller seminar at jamesallengroup.com.
Look, I'm back, and I'm feeling like my voice is worthy of being heard.
Absolutely.
I don't know about you, Rodney, but I'm like, my voice is worthy of being heard.
I think you are an asset to your family and the community, and definitely Clever Communities in Action.
All right now. Let's not even run down all the places that you are an asset to. But Shania gets us ready every week, every day. So yeah. That was wonderful. And we see Shania getting a lot of love up here. And then Makai came through with the inspirational literacy quote. And now we are here for the part of the program that a lot of you guys who have been here since the A1 day one, y'all know about the community readers, the village readers. And it's time to bring our readers on. But before we do, let's go and acknowledge some of these comments that have been going across the screen here. So we have Miss Tiffany again. Hey, you guys. And then we have Miss Paula, a first-time viewer. Welcome to the Virtual Village family. You are part of the family. Yes. And then Miss Tiffany says, give it to us, Shania, like only Shania can do. And you guys are in for a treat tonight. You're in for a little treat. Okay. And then, of course, Miss Letitia, great affirmation princess. Doesn't she make you feel great? Yes. And then Miss Tiffany is waving. Yes.
I think that's a virtual high five.
Virtual. Great catch. Can I get a virtual high five? Okay. All right. Yes. All right. So you guys, we are going to bring up our first reader. For you guys who don't know, again, it's the Virtual Village Show, a part of Clever Communities in Action. And this nonprofit organization focuses on improving the literacy of African-American children and families, and doing that by providing culturally affirming literature, okay? Literature where children and families are able to see themselves positively represented. So we've been deep in this work for many, many years. And as a result of the pandemic, we've taken things virtually and we're taking it all the way. And we want you on the ride with us because what I say, Rodney, got me working day and night, working hard to make sure that we provide some quality programming for our community, for our families. So make sure you guys tell somebody, click that share button and tell people that we are here. So now we bring on our readers again. Now, who is this special young lady that's our first reader for the night? Who is it, Rodney? What do we think about her? What's some adjectives that we can use to describe her?
Brilliant. Beautiful. Old.
Old soul. She is definitely an old soul, and she's another one of our young people who we do not believe her age. We're waiting on her birth certificate so that we can confirm that she's the age that she claims to be. But without further ado, you guys actually get to meet the person who brings us this energy every day. So give it up for Miss Shania. Let's bring Shania on here. Hello, Pumpkin. Hello, Pumpkin. Are we having some technical difficulties? Hey, you guys, we're bringing it to you live. So these are some of the things that happen. So bear with us because we want to connect with you.
There we go.
See, how's it going? Can we hear you now?
Yes.
There it is. There it is. Let's hear that lovely voice. How are you doing?
Well, how are you?
Doing great, and even much better now that we get to see you. Rodney, I know you have something that you want to say to Shania.
I always have something I want to say to Shania. I'm still captured by her poise and her presence. So how's virtual learning going for you?
It's going great. Very good.
That's good. Great. Glad to hear it.
It's been our pleasure watching it, because if you guys don't know, so we'll let Shania tell you a little about herself before she starts reading. But she is, how old are you, sweetie?
I'm 10.
She's 10. So she says, that's what they claim. Like I said, we think she's 35. but she's 10. And you guys see her doing the affirmation every day. And everybody who is seeing this, they're like, who is that young lady? Who is she? And I'm like, oh, well, that's Shania. How old do you think she is? So I get 15, 16, 14. And when I say 10, everybody's clutching their imaginary pearls. They just can't believe it. It's gas, gas, gas. And I'm like, yeah, that's our baby. That's our pumpkin. And she's only 10. So we've been able to watch her through her virtual learning process because she and her grandmother, they're active on TikTok. She's a working actress. She is a philanthropist. She is an entrepreneur. She is an avid reader. She is a creator. She is an influencer. I listen. We could go on all night for the sake of brevity. I'm going to cut it short and let her tell us. What do you want everybody to know?
Okay, so my name is Shania. I'm 10 years old. I'm in the 5th grade, and I'm a model, a dancer, and an actress. And I do
Mic drop.
Just in case you forgot a few things. She was gonna add a few things.
Before we get into Shania reading, because I just have to say this. So I'll rewind a little bit, Rodney. Let's talk about the first time Shania came on the show. When we started during the pandemic doing this, and we were going twice a day in the beginning, and then we moved to once every day for like 4 or 5 months straight. Shania comes up here for the first time, and we're like, who is this? Who's this Shania? We're like what the people are saying now, right? We don't know. And so she comes on here, and like I say, every time Shania comes on, I have to have my correct posture because this young lady comes on here with her back straight, speaking so eloquently, and has her book and is telling us who and what she is, and we were stunned. We were stunned, and it's just been a wonderful process getting to know her all the way through. She also has made a donation to Clever Communities in Action via her entrepreneurial efforts. So just at a young age, she is a force to be reckoned with. Yes, yes. So what do you have for us to read tonight?
Today I'm going to be reading Dear Future Black Queen by Leslie Crawford.
All right. Well, we are excited to hear you read it. So virtual villagers, make sure you have your snack. Make sure you have your family. Pull up to the screen, whatever device you are watching on, and get ready for a treat. All right. So we're going to step away and let you do your thing. All right.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to be reading Dear Future Black Queen by Leslie Crawford. Dear Future Black Queen, it's your time. Dear Future Black Queen, your skin glows without needing the sun to shine. Your skin brings out your beautiful eyes. Your skin is a weapon to some, but we all know it's a gift from God that was not granted to everyone. Your skin is smooth like a peach, but it'll never go rotten because you are sweet. Never downplay how beautiful your skin is, whether it's dark, chocolate, caramel, matcha, or pecan. You are beautiful because beauty comes from within. Okay, so the questions are, how did you feel before you read this message today? Well, I felt like I was beautiful and I love my skin. But so now I feel more confident. And now it says, how did you feel after you read the message for today? Well, I feel like you are beautiful. Like I said, you're beautiful and you should be confident in who you are. And like it says, your skin is smooth like a peach. And so that's what I think about that. So you should just be who you are and your skin is beautiful. And now it says, how can you be more confident in yourself? Well, I think how you can be more confident is you can go to the mirror and say, I am beautiful and I'm this, and just give yourself some like confidence, like I'm beautiful, my skin is like a peach, like it says, and that's how you can make yourself build yourself up confidence. So now I'm going to go to the next message for today. Dear future Black Queen, who are they say to you you are nobody? Don't you know that you are somebody? You are a princess, a queen in the making, a Black goddess that fills the world with her smile, and you don't have to fake it. You don't have to be like the woman in the video. You don't have to be the lady that wants to be on the show. You are special. You are divine. You were made in God's image, and that's no lie. Be proud of who you are and never fake it. Stand up straight and show the world you are going to make it. Again, so how did you feel before you read the message for today? Well, I felt like I was somebody and nobody can tell me who to be or nothing like that, and who you want to be, and or who you have to be, or who you have to dress like, or anything like that. So how did you feel after you read this message for today? um After I read this message, I felt like I still don't have to be like anybody else, like people on TV or anything. Just be yourself. I still felt like that. You should be yourself after I read this message. And the way you dress is fine. You don't have to be like anybody else, the people on TV or the people in the YouTube video. So that's how I feel about after I read this message. And how can you be more confident in yourself? How can you be more confident? So I think you can be more confident by, you can be yourself, like see what you think you like, what you know you like, and you don't have to watch people and say, oh, I want to be like them. Don't do that. So you can just be yourself. So that's what I think how you can be more confident in yourself. Just don't try to be like anybody else. The last message for today is the last message. Dear future Black Queen, you can't love them if you don't love you. How do I know? This is what I used to do. I would love everyone, but never had enough for me. I was broken and couldn't even see. I couldn't see that I had to put me first. I couldn't spread the love if I didn't love me first. Before you start wondering if you can, take a look in the mirror and say, yes, I can. Yes, you can love yourself first. You are no good to anyone if you don't put yourself first. Stand in the mirror and tell yourself every day, I love you. Shout it to the world if you have to. Spread love around, but make sure you keep a portion for you. How did you feel before you read this message for today? Well, I didn't love anyone first. I love myself first. I put myself first. I love myself first. And I feel like in God first. Um and that's how I felt before I read this. I love myself and God first. So that's how I felt before this message. And how did I feel after the message? I just felt the same as I did before I read the message. Like, I love myself and I love God first. I put God first and myself. So that's how I feel after I read the message, just same as I felt before. And how can you be more confident in yourself? Well, I do have a lot of confidence, but how I think you could put your more confidence in yourself, you can like the message said, you can tell yourself, yes, I love you in the mirror. You say, I love me first. Like the message just said, I love me first, right into the mirror. Just keep saying that. And that's how you can build your confidence to love you and God first. So, yes. And that's the last message for today.
Excellent. Everybody, let's give Shania a hand. Well, that was powerful. I'm interested in what made you decide to choose this selection.
I just really think this is a good book for the. Oh yes. one of my fans, they always support me in everything I do. She gave me this book. Shout out to Miss Linda. She gave me this book. So I decided to read this book because it's an African American book about about future Black queen. So I decided to read this book for the clever communities, and I thought this was a really great selection for this.
Well, we agree with you. We agree. And we love to see how you exude such self-confidence. Can you share with us a little bit where that came from? At such a young age, being 10 years young, and you have all of this confidence. How did that happen?
I don't know. I just like believe in myself. So I just build my self confidence.
That's excellent. Could it have anything to do with that lady who you can't see right now?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about her.
That's my manager. She brings me
Wait. What is that word? Say that word so everybody can understand. That's your what?
manager. I call her that, my manager.
Okay. And what's a manager?
Manager means like Nana, and she supports me in everything I do. And I'm so happy. I'm so happy.
Don't start me. Oh no.
I love you too, baby.
Oh, that's so beautiful. We love you. We love both of you. And you guys, this is so real. So with Shania, oh my gosh. I can't see him coming down my eye. Oh my goodness. Okay, so basically, you guys, Shania does all of these wonderful things. There she is. There's manager, and that is her grandmother right there. And she is so supportive of Shania. One of the best things, you guys, Shania, do you remember when you came up here and you wrote your poem and you said, I am protected? Do you remember when that was one of the most powerful things ever because her grandmother has made sure that they support and nurture her dreams and her confidence in herself. And there is a fortress of protection around this baby girl. And everywhere that she goes, it follows her. You know, it's with her virtual village now. And look at this. Look at this. This is real. This is real life right here. Love, community, family, love around literacy and just support. I love it. I love it. Wow. Brittany, look, you're not immune to having tears either. So
I'm not gonna say a word because I'm not gonna get my tears to flowing.
It's beautiful, baby girl. And listen, this is the place where you can feel free to express yourself, okay? This is a safe space for families and for all of our feelings, our emotions, and all of that, okay? So know that there's an extension of love here with your virtual family, your literacy gang, all right? Yes. Oh my gosh, that is so beautiful. We love that dynamic duo. And tell everybody where they can go to see some of the things that you and your manager do together.
Facebook is Get Like Shania, GTLIKESHANIYA.
And what
And
about Instagram?
Instagram is Get Like Shania too. Yes.
Yeah, so as we have gotten to know Shania, like I said, she's so regal, right? So we have to have our back straight when she comes on. But we also saw that she does comedic acting, and you got to see her and her manager cut up. You got Shania has a very wide range. Okay, she can do drama, but she also does comedy, and they are a riot, a whole riot. Okay,
and we saw her live on stage this summer.
we did, and she's in the process of working on a couple of things right now. Do you want to share with us what those things are?
Yes. Right now, I'm working on the cabaret with Kara players. It's called Cabaret. Yes, Seize the Day Cabaret. That's what it's called. And it's like numbers of Broadway shows all in one whole show. And next, after that, I have my modeling. November 7th. That's November 7th. And I'm in Richmond. That's in Richmond.
and I'm
Actually, no, I'm sorry. It's in Fredericksburg.
Come on, manager.
Fredericksburg. Yes, the modeling is in Fredericksburg.
And then you have a photo shoot with someone from the Diamond District.
And then I have a photo shoot with someone from the Diamonds District.
Who's handling your calendar?
My manager.
That's quite a bit of things right there. So look, we feel honored that you made a little penciled us in. Okay, all right.
Oh, and also look out for my Shania's Ready to Go hot cocoa. Since it's the winter, now I'm switching to hot cocoa.
I will be there. Okay, I'll be there like MJ. I heard about this and I look forward to it. And one more thing I got to tell you about her too, you guys. So you see that she does our affirmation, right? And when she came to film the affirmation, we're already with like a teleprompter and like we're trying to get everything set up for her. And this young lady sat down and just boom, she just did it in one take. We were like, well, okay. All right. Well, that's done. That was easy. We didn't get to take 2, 3, 4, 5 or any of that. So you are just a powerhouse. You are phenomenal. Everything that you said in that affirmation, you embody that. Like you said, you are loved, you are protected, and your future, I hate to sound like a cliche, but your future is so bright because your present is already shining, sweetie. Okay. So we are very glad that we have, the pleasure of meeting you and that you are a part of the literacy game, that you are a part of the Virtual Village family. And we look forward to having you on here again and wishing you all the best in all of your endeavors and keep being that phenomenal reader that you are.
Thank you.
You are very welcome. Ronnie, did you want to say anything to Shania before she's gone?
Just keep up the good work and the praise. And I know you say you're doing cocoa, but just keep one glass of lemonade on the side for me, okay?
Okay.
All right, can we get that virtual high five? Hey, all right. And a nice big virtual hug.
Oh, the star, did you lock up?
Good night.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Did I look at me? Oh, wow. Well, I thought I was no longer the Teddy Riley of the group, but maybe it's creeping back up. But anyway, Shania did a wonderful job. She did such a great job as always. We are so, so proud of our precious baby girl. She has been a part of the literacy game for such a while now. And you see all the love that is coming through from the Virtual Village family. Family, thank you so much for showing love to our youth. It is very important when they see that and they read the comments, and it helps to build them up even more. So we appreciate all of that love, and make sure you guys click that share button so that other people can know about this programming that we are providing, that we are happy to provide. So now we move on to our community connection portion of the program. And this is where we bring up a reader, but also after this reader reads, they're going to share with us a little bit about what they do with the community, a little bit about their story, things that are inspirational, things that can be tips to us as community members. And tonight we have a guest who is very important to the Clever Communities in Action movement, somebody who helped spark some of the things that we have been doing throughout the years and is a friend of Rodney's. And we are going to now bring on Dr. Fredrick Quarles. How are you doing, Dr. Quarles?
I'm doing great. Couldn't be better.
Wonderful. We are glad to have you here.
I'm happy to be here. I have a hard act to follow. Shania ready. Shania is ready.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm impressed, man. She had me crying too, man. She's ready.
We didn't mean to set you up, Papa.
Oh, you set me up.
None of us were ready. But what a pleasant surprise, right? Yeah. So we are again happy to have you here. I want to share a little bit about you and why I say you are influential to Clever Communities in Action. So for those of you all who are aware, if you've been following us for a while, we do an annual youth book drive. And to date, we have donated thousands of Black children's books to Title I elementary school libraries across Hampton Roads in Flint, Michigan. And so as we move through this process, you're going to find out that Dr. Quarles is a dermatologist. And he was my dermatologist. And, anywhere I would go at this point in life, I would tell everybody about the work that I'm doing and the importance of positive cultural representation and the children who I was working with. And he was receptive to it. And he ended up sending me an email about an African-American reading in Chesterfield Academy in Norfolk. And I'm like, I don't know what this is, but it sounds dope and I'm going. So at that time, I took off work, I went, and it was a wonderful event, but I felt like the school could use a few more Black books in their library. So we started a crowdfunding thing and we raised money and put books in that school and another school. And again, to date, it's been thousands of books. And he was the spark that, got my mind going to do such a thing. So the way things come full circle, glad to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you. God is good.
Yes,
Definitely. So, Rodney, come on, you silent Bob. Come on, man.
Well, I don't even know where to start. You said that you were a patient of Dr. Quarles. My younger daughter also was a patient. She was when she was an infant. She had eczema, and then also had to go through dealing with all of the allergy shots. And of course, I wanted to make sure that I had a African-American doctor who I knew would give her great care. And Brother Quarles and I also attend church and had been active in the 200 plus together. And so I took my daughter to see him, and he just gave that excellent patient care. And it's so funny, the more and more people I talk to find out that he also has served them as well. So he's a great guy. He has popped in on our virtual village show from time to time. I found out he's from Michigan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Detroit, Motown. He had that Motown shirt on yesterday.
and then one day, I think we were up here talking about Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, and I found out he's a relative of Dr. Welsing's also.
Yes. So Dr. Welsing, we have a strong family tie all the way up to Detroit. I grew up in Detroit, and my family, pretty much my maternal side of my family got to Detroit. My mother's mother came to Detroit from Canada to Detroit. She was born in Detroit through the Underground Railroad. So we have family ties through the Underground Railroad. And our tie to Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, who grew up in Chicago, is through one branch of my mother's side of the family. And I met Francis Cress Welsing while I was a student in medical school at Howard. And she was a professor in psychiatry at Howard. And actually she wrote, her expertise, she's a child psychiatrist, but she wrote a book, The ISIS Papers, The Keys to the Colors. So in terms of what Shania was reading about, skin color and dermatology has everything to do with skin typing and the skin. But Frances was dealing with the psychological aspects of racism. And that's what her book is about, and how melanin plays a role in the racist programs that are throughout the world, especially in America. And so she was very controversial and actually lost her tenure at Howard as a professor because of how direct she was. The Black Lives Matter, unfortunately, she passed away in about 2016 in February. I had received a Christmas card from her, and I had touched bases with her when we had the National Medical Association Convention, which is an organization of Black physicians of over 125 years. And in terms of affordable care and disparities in healthcare, it's the National Medical Association. And she was a big part of that, as well as I have been. And unfortunately, she passed. But I would suggest everyone pick up The ISIS Papers, The Keys to the Colors by Francis Cress Welsing.
Well, I'll just add a bit to that story. My brother also went to Howard, and I don't know where, but somehow the copies of Dr. Welsing's original thesis somehow I had copies of, and used to live up in the DC area before I came back here. And so when my brother would come back from Howard, we would talk about melanin. And so we formed our first company, Melanet. That's where it came from,
right.
was the root of melanin, and actually established on the internet. This was 93, 94, the Melanin Library. And so it's just interesting how all these things kind of come together through that brilliance.
Well, it's potentially bring up melanin, the science, the basic science of the skin. Our pigment is formed by melanosomes that produce melanin. That's what gives us our color. The darkest people in the world are closest to the equator, and it's for biologic and genetic reasons, because melanin helps protect us from the sun. So if you're going to be on the equator, the natives of the equator in Australia are the Aborigines. Of course, there's Africa and the Caribbean. The closer you get to the equator, the darker the skin of the indigenous people. And of course, we know about the Middle Passage and everything that got us here to our ancestors. Not everybody came through the Middle Passage, because my great-great-grandfather, who was in Virginia, who was born in 1818 in Virginia, left Virginia as a young man, went to DC, married a German immigrant woman. And that wasn't happening back in 1850. He had to get out of Dodge and went up to Canada through the Underground Railroad. But getting back to melanin, I feel the organelle, and it's a little organelle in the skin. It is the most important organelle and causes most of the commotion in the world today, unnecessarily so, but it's melanin. And like Shania said, I am proud of my brown, black, all the different hues. Everyone has melanin though. Let's just say Caucasian, there are skin types. So in the science of how we address people, not from race is a social construct.
That's correct.
Okay, to suppress people. It's done, and race was developed to have for capitalistic reasons in slavery. But in terms of the medicine, the science of melanin, we have skin types. Skin type 1 are those who are very fair complected, those with blonde hair, blue eyes, very fair skin. They have melanin too, but they burn easily. And that's how it was the science of a guy named Fitzpatrick that came up with the melanin, the skin type scale. So those of us who are brown skin, like all of us right here now, are probably skin type 5 or 6. Everything in between, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6 is the darkest skin. Most people in Africa, in the Middle East, and other places are skin type 6. The world is becoming browner. And that's the fear that some people have. When we talk about race and what's going on, by 2050, America is going to be at least 50% people skin type 3 to 6, probably 4, 5, 6. And that's what's happening. Genetically, it's a dominant gene. The gene for melanin is a dominant trait. So when people get together, they're going to have darker children. But it's cultural. Now, I also bring culture into things. We got to get away from race.
Before you give everybody all of this.
I'm sorry. I told you if you go there, it's going to be hard for me to stop. Okay, I'm stopping.
Look, I can relate, and everybody is enjoying it. But before you get all of that, let's get into our your book that you're going to read for the night, because I know what you're going to read, and I would love for you to share with everybody what the title of that book is and why you chose it. Then we'll come back and dive back into this wonderful knowledge that Dr. Quarles has.
Okay, the book of the evening is Hair Love. I went online and found this book, and I'm going to read the backstory for the book, then I'm going to read the book. Zuri's hair lets her be her. It coils and kinks to perfectly match a princess tiara or a superhero cape. But an extra special day calls for an extra special style. Comb in hand, Daddy steps in to help Zuri find the perfect fit. With heartwarming text and radiant illustrations, Hair Love celebrates the curls that are uniquely yours, the bond between dads and daughters, and the joy that fills you up when you get to express yourself freely. Now, I'm going to give you a little backstory on the authors. Chicago native Matthew A. Cherry is a former NFL wide receiver who played for the Jacksonville Jaguars, Cincinnati Bengals, Carolina Panthers, and Baltimore Ravens. He's since gone on to direct music videos, feature films, and short films, including Hair Love. I'm going to read that, which is the book is based on. Now, Vashti Harrison is the author illustrator of the New York Times best-selling picture book, write this down, Little Leaders, Bold Women in Black, okay, which is also an NAACP Image Award winner. She earned her BA from the University of Virginia, UVA, with a double major in media studies and studio arts, and received an MFA in film and video from Cal Arts. Now utilizing both skill sets, she is passionate about crafting beautiful stories in both film and picture book. Now, I'm going to start the story, Hair Love. Hair Love. Hair Love. My name is Zuri, and I have hair that has a mind all its own. It kinks, coils, and curls every which way. And that's her sleeping with her cat. Her cat's name is Rocky. Daddy tells me it's beautiful. That makes me proud. I love that my hair lets me be me. It's funky in funky braids with beads. I am a princess. And when my hair is in two puffs, I am above the clouds like a superhero. My hair even does magic tricks. One day, Rocky and I were playing outside when along came the rain. From large to small, it went. Presto, just like that. Well, you know, you ladies know what can happen when your hair gets wet. Today, I woke up extra early all by myself. I was too excited to sleep. It's a big day. And there's Rocky in bed with her, and he's dreaming about cat food. You can see the little can of cat food there. Now, Daddy was still sleeping, I said to Rocky as we tiptoed past him. Lately, Daddy has been worn out. He makes me breakfast, takes me to school, goes to work, picks me up, and yesterday we went for a bike ride around the park. I think Daddy needs a break. So Daddy's sleeping. I'm gonna go in the bathroom and do my hair. Because today is special, I want a perfect hairstyle. This calls for a professional's touch. So there's Zuri there with her iPad trying to figure out how to do her hair. Pause off, Rocky. Daddy heard a crash. Zuri, what on earth? He asked. Rocky had knocked the iPad onto the floor. I was only trying to help, I said. Daddy smiled. Can I help you too? It'll be a piece of cake, Zuzu. The first style was a big no way. The second was no better. No, Daddy. Then Daddy tried slicking my hair back into two puffs. Ouch! Daddy smiled. Oh, Daddy yelled because one of those rubber bands popped him in the head. He was trying to put her hair in some puffs. Wait a minute, Daddy said as he reached into the drawer and pulled out a pick. Ta-da! Daddy, really? I said. It'll be right back. I'll be right back, he promised. So he put her in an afro. She said, well, no, I didn't want to have afro. Okay. Now, how's that, he asked, pulling a hat over my eyes. Daddy, come on. We can do better than that. I really need my hair to be special. Don't worry, he said. We'll figure this out. So the hat wasn't working. Then I said, I had a great idea. Watching carefully, Daddy combed, parted, oiled, and twisted. He nailed it. Funky puff buns, pretty, and so much fun. Rocky approved too. I put on my superhero cape as the final touch to a perfect look. Where's my Zuzu? Mommy called from the door. She could not get in the house fast enough. Mommy! Mommy must have been at work. You've got to be the prettiest Supergirl I've ever seen, she said. And your hair is beautiful, Zuri. Who did it? I looked at Daddy and beamed. Mommy smiled. Very nice. Thank you. We learned from the best, Daddy said as he gave her a big hug. My hair is Mommy, Daddy, and me. It's hair love. Okay, and on the back of the book, sometimes love looks like braids, puffs, and twists. End of story. Now, I picked that book. I have 3 children. They're in their 30s now. 2 boys and a girl. The 2 boys were born at Howard. My daughter was born down here in this area. And so I have a daughter. So I don't think I really had to do her hair. Thank goodness for her. But I like that book.
Short film. It's a great book, and as you mentioned, there's a short film that accompanies it as well. So we love both. So you made a great selection there.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, and a great job reading it as well. We really enjoyed that, and it's very fitting, to your profession.
Oh yes, hair, skin, and nails. That's my expertise. And hair issues are big issues for women, especially Black women. Everybody, when you have a loss of hair, the technical name for it is alopecia. And I have people come in, they say, well, my hairstylist told me I have alopecia. And they're different forms, different kinds. But the biggest problem with a lot of women with hair is what they do to the hair personally, like braiding the hair too tightly. And these are problems that I see most often in Black females. Traction alopecia is the hair loss around the edges. And that's because when you start using those small rubber bands and pulling the hair very tightly, and if you start to have pain and little bumps around the hair follicles, that's a sign that that's not good. And if you start that in early life and continue to do that, it's going to catch up with you as you get older. And you will have hair loss around the edges, and we call that traction alopecia. And there can be hair loss on the central part of the scalp. Most of it, I hate to say, is self-inflicted. Mm-hmm. I would love for someone to make a video, someone like Oprah or someone, to show women, especially Black women, how they can style their hair in so many natural ways. I mean, the curly, the straight, the kinky, you call it. I mean, there's so much. Our hair is so beautiful in so many ways, and it can be styled that way. So most of the hair issues I see in Black females are self-inflicted, and I think it can start early if we start indicating that our hair is beautiful.
You just said a word there, and that's indeed true, and that's a part of our mission here with the cultural affirmations all around, is making sure that our children at a young age, as well as our community overall, it's countering those messages. Because the fact that, that applies to quite a bit of Black women, which you said, is not something that is inherent. It's something that comes from the society in which we live in that tells Black women and Black men a lot of times that we need to change up the way that our hair looks. We need to loosen the curl, that we need to lighten the skin, and all of these things that have an adverse effect on us. So starting at a young age and reading these books like Hair Love, reading the books like Big Hair Don't Care, reading the books like I Love My Hair, These are all things that are in the Clever Communities in Action arsenal that we have donated to our schools and that we encourage everybody to put in the home libraries of our children, because it's changing a mindset. And, another one of our favorites, and Shania says it in the affirmation, is a book called I Am More Than Enough. So these messages at a young age to counter centuries of being told that the way that we are made is something that we need to change. So I appreciate you giving that word and helping people to understand the, effects that it can have when we do those things. And a lot of Black women are learning how to style our hair. There is some TLC that goes into natural hair. Let the truth be told. There is some tender loving care that you have to do in order to style our hair. But just having the understanding, as you said, that it is beautiful, that our hair from the, now I'm not sure if you're aware of this, Dr. Quarles, but they have a number category for the hair, like the 3 A, B, C, and the 4 A, B, C, and most of us fall within the 4 category, and the 4 B and C being the most kinky and coiliest hair, which is beautiful, beautiful hair. So yes.
Well, I really appreciate India Irie and her self-affirmation with I am not my hair. If you haven't heard it, look it up, Google it, whatever you do. India Irie, I am not my hair. And it's a self-affirmation that so I'm not going to get into all the details of that, but that's a wonderful song, and it touches on that, everything we've just mentioned. Now, as far as the skin, go ahead.
Oh, no, India Irie fan here. That's all.
Oh, yeah. So I don't know. I'm going to let you have a question for me?
Well,
no.
Doctor, I do. I just wanted to, before you go, because a lot of people are asking about, how to get in touch with you. Can you just take a moment, just talk about what you're doing professionally, and if people want to try to track you down, what they should do, or if you're trackable?
Well, I am trackable, but for 35 years, I've been in private practice here in the Tidewater area, or Hampton Roads, or the 757, whichever one we take on now, in Hampton, Norfolk, and Virginia Beach. And I have my own practice, and recently I semi-retired back in May, so I'm not accessible to the public with my own office anymore in this area. So I will be 65 this year in November. So I want to travel and also be able to do my, be a dermatologist. So they have a particular job that you can do called locum tenens. It's loaded like contract work. Right now, I'm filling in a practice in Petersburg, Virginia, until the end of October. It was supposed to go to the end of the end of December. But I work for 2 weeks, I'm off 2 weeks, and then I can travel. And I have a son, one of my sons is a physician up in Minnesota, and that's the one who they gave me this shirt. I didn't say I'm the best ever. They said, I'm papa to them, I was daddy. I'm papa to my grandchildren. So I want to be able to visit them so I can go up and take on a dermatology job there if there's a need. Or in Detroit, I can visit my mother who's 93 and not just come and go. I can hang out and work and earn a living. So I am doing dermatology. I am still a dermatologist. Will always be a dermatologist. I am practicing. And as far as I'm working on getting my Facebook, my professional first page together, I don't want to give out my personal phone number right now because I don't want it ringing off the hook in the middle of the night. I'm here for you. You have my number. I work for Comp Health right now, so if anybody needs a dermatologist in around the country, I will be available. I love my patients. I still love what I do. And the skin is the largest organ of the body, believe it or not. People don't believe the skin is, or take it for granted. It's the largest organ of the body. And it covers everything, and it's the first thing everybody sees. And it's about perception is reality. So I like the affirmation that's going on with this program. Shania is ready. I like Shania.
She definitely is. And I hope you see all the love that you've been getting in the comment section. Also, if anybody is looking to get in touch with Dr. Quarles, we're going to help them get that business Facebook page set up. Until then, you guys, if you want to leave us a message, if you have something, if you're interested in being a patient, you guys can drop it through Clever Communities in Action. Send us a message and we will get it to him. And once he has that page up, we'll drop it on our page.
And also, I'm gonna just put a shout out for a couple of the dermatologists. There aren't that many Black dermatologists in the country. And in this area, there were 2 down at Eastern Virginia Medical School. They're not in the area, but I'm gonna tell you about Brian Johnson and Virginia Dermatology and Skin Cancer Center. That's the last place I worked before I moved on. And then I had a partner for several years, Catherine Treherne, may she rest in peace. Her daughter, Anise Treherne, is practicing in Hampton. So she is practicing in Hampton. Anise Treherne on Executive Drive. Brian Johnson has 4 offices in the area. So go on and check those 2 out. I would recommend them as far as African American dermatology.
Thank you. Right, good love. Yes.
Well, this has been great.
It's been wonderful. It's definitely been great. We appreciate your energy, your expertise, your dedication to the cause and the community. And congratulations on 35 years. You have earned this retirement, semi-retirement, and being able to go around and travel at your leisure and enjoy your family.
Well, let me share this with you as well in terms of the Affordable Care Act and Medicare. I'm so happy to be getting my Medicare card. Medicare is the Affordable Care Act. The Affordable Care Act is essential, first and foremost. Now, let me share with the young people how you become a doctor. You do well in school. You do well in math and science. You take the STEM classes. Then you go on and go to college. Then after you go to college for 4 years, you major in a science or pre-med, or you can do a lot of different, but you major in sciences. Then you go to medical school after you're in college for 4 more years. And then you go on and you branch out into whatever it is you want to do in medicine. So you do a residency program. So I did medical school. I went to the University of Michigan undergrad. I went to Cass Tech High School in Detroit for my Detroit people. Went to the University of Michigan. Then I went to Howard College of Medicine. I'm a Bison. And then I did my residency in dermatology at Howard and came down here and practiced. And so you can do it. It's a wonderful field. We need more doctors. And we are, I hope that Shania thinks about that. I hope her manager puts her in that category. I might have to call her manager myself.
He's got a great manager. She does. And again, thank you for this inspirational word, this wisdom that you have provided this evening. You're a wonderful community connector. And wait, what's that?
This is George Washington Carver. I picked up this statue at Tuskegee, but my first book report when I was in the Cub Scouts in Detroit, I did it straight out of the World Book Encyclopedia. I had to do a book report on a Black person, a famous Black person. This is back in 1960s. I did my book report on George Washington Carver. George Washington Carver, down Tuskegee, scientist. Those steroids and all that, the steroids that are supposed to be helping Trump. I prescribe those all the time. They do work. George Washington Carver discovered steroids from peanuts. He was a master of the peanut. From a peanut, that's where things are derived. That's where medicines are derived, from things in nature. George Washington Carver. Google George Washington Carver. The steroids that everybody's used, that's the one thing that may be working better than anything. But this COVID thing, put your mask on. Keep social distance. Listen to the scientists. I met Dr. Fauci. Fauci gave me the slide for my first lecture on HIV and AIDS back in 1982 when I was at Howard. He came down from NIH. I did my first lecture on AIDS with Dr. Fauci's slide. So, small world, George Washington Carver.
I promise I find out something different that this man did with the peanut like every year. Like there's more and there's more and there's more. So that was great. Again, I appreciate it. You've been a wonderful, wonderful community connector tonight, an excellent reader. And you know that you are welcome back on this show at any time. And I'm going to have to give you an initiation. Okay, before you go, I have to let you know that you are now a part of our literacy gang, okay? Our gang is founded on a love of literacy, culture, community, and just all around love for each other. So you are in this game. You cannot get out of this game. You are forever in here, and that means that you are forever welcome on this show. All right?
All right now. I'm not going anywhere. You might get tired of me.
No, definitely not. So thank you so much again for your time. And we got the welcome from Shania. Shania says, welcome to the literacy gang from one member to another.
Say it loud. I'm Black and I'm proud.
Okay now. All right. Yes. I am feeling that. So thank you again, Dr. Quarles. We look forward to having you back, and you have a wonderful evening, okay?
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. You are doing a wonderful job.
Thank you.
The community needs you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And don't you guys go anywhere, okay? We have more in store, so stay tuned, all right?
Hey everyone, it is Tasha Turnbull here, owner of T2 Fitness, and I am bringing to you all the Homebody Series. The Homebody Series was created because we are now more so at home, but guess what? I want us to feel connected. I want us to feel strong together. I want us to sweat together, and I want us to build our healthiest bodies possible. So we're going to be bringing you live workouts that you can do in the mornings, in the evenings, on the weekends, anywhere between 30 to 45 minutes. They're going to be low impact workouts, high impact workouts, but guess what? No matter what your fitness level is, all workouts are going to be able to accommodate wherever you are along your fitness journey. So make sure you join us because we need to work out, we need to be strong, and we can do this all from home.
This episode of the Virtual Village Show has been brought to you by Target.
Jumbo Virtual Villagers. I am Jameer. I'm here to bring you today's moment in history. Gil Scott-Heron was an American soul and jazz poet, musician, and author known primarily for his work as a spoken word performer in the 1970s and 1980s. His collaborative efforts with musician Brian Jackson featured a musical fusion of jazz, blues, and soul, as well as lyrical content concerning social and political issues of the time, delivered in both rapping and melismatic vocal styles by Scott-Heron. His own term for himself was blues soulologist, which he defined as a scientist who is concerned with the origin of the blues. His music, most notably on the albums Pieces of a Man and Winter in America in the early 1970s, influenced and foreshadowed later Black American music genres, such as hip-hop and neo-soul. Scott-Heron is considered by many to be the first rapper/MC ever. His recording work received much critical acclaim, especially one of his best-known compositions, The Revolution Will Not Be Televised.
Greetings, virtual villagers. I'm Asia, and I am here to bring you today's book recommendation. Jameer told you a little about the pioneering Mr. Gil Scott-Heron. Therefore, it's only right that we recommend Hip Hop Speaks to Children by Nikki Giovanni. This book is a celebration of poetry with a beat, and you may run across classic hits by some of your favorite artists. Get your copy today. You can purchase this book at your local Black-owned bookstore or visit smile.amazon.com and add Clever Communities in Action as your charity, and Amazon will donate a percentage of the price of your purchases at no cost to you.
All right, you guys. So it's been a wonderful show. Jameer comes on to hit you guys with that moment in history. So you learned a little bit about the late, great brother Gil Scott-Heron. And look out for these moments in history, because what our goal is with that is to provide information about people, events, places that you do not hear about in school every day. The ones that are very important and impactful to, here's the thing, and I have to say, because I got to unpack this, Rodney. Black history is definitely, it is history that Black people made, but it is world history. It is United States history. It is history that has impacted everyone. So again, we're bringing that. And one of the big things too was to bring people who were resistors, people who, went against the grain, because I feel like those stories are not told enough. Or we hear about the same people over and over again. So we want to talk about those brave and bold souls who paved the way for so many people in this world. The work that has been done here has been modeled by many across the globe. So make sure you guys tune in for those moments in history. And then Asia told you guys about the book recommendation, Hip Hop Speaks to Children. It's a great book. And then also she told you about Amazon Prime. Well, today and tomorrow are Prime days. And if you are on Amazon, you can go and put in smile.amazon.com. And that is how you register a charity for your Amazon. And just type in Clever Communities in Action. And that makes it where every time you purchase something, Amazon will donate a percentage of your sales to this nonprofit organization. So again, just type in smile.amazon.com, type in Clever Communities in Action. And from that point on, every time you go on Amazon at smile.amazon.com, they'll donate a portion of the proceeds. So we'd appreciate if you guys do that and tell somebody else who you know about it. And it just helps to, bless the work that we do here. Rodney, was there anything that you wanted to share with our Virtual Village family before we get out of here?
No, I think I'm going to go cut on some Gil Scott-Heron, Winter in America, and do a little chill for the evening. I want to thank the Virtual Villagers for coming out and providing all the great support and inspiration. Of course, I want to thank Dr. Quarles. He is a man of many talents and of great knowledge, and it was wonderful just having him up here with us tonight, and be on the standby for special guests coming up next Tuesday.
Yes, excellent. And you guys also on Mondays and Wednesdays, you get all of this affirmation and moments in history and these wonderful things, but we also bring up educators. We bring up teachers who do a foundational literacy lesson in addition to the story time. So if you have little ones or anybody who you know can benefit from those foundational literacy skills, because around here, we emphasize that literacy is liberation. It is definitely the path to liberation. We can't be free if we can't, if we cannot read. So it's very important. And this is a non-judgmental place. It is a safe space. It is an encouraging space. And we bring on teachers who teach with love, who have experience and who care and who are knowledgeable of what they're doing. So spread the word, because we always say we want the positive programming, right? We want the family programming. We want things that affirm who we are. So we're working to make sure that we provide that. And like Rodney said, stay tuned next Tuesday to see who our other guests will be. And on Monday and Wednesday, find out who our teachers will be. So thank you all for tuning in. You are the best Virtual Village family that anybody could ever have. We appreciate you all, and we look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Y'all have a great evening. Peace.
Look, mommy, community in action. What on my little sound of that? Look, daddy, there's a book for me too. What on my little sound of that? Creative, affirming, and culture for me too. Look, granny, a little sound of that. Look, granny, a little sound of that. Look, granny, a little sound of that. Learning, exploring my history, you see. Look, mommy, a little sound of that. We confident, we practice in the nose and fluency. Look, daddy, a little sound of that. Families, they bonding, they representing me. Look, granny, a little sound of that. Look, I'm here, a little sound of that. Nice, I see a little sound of that.
So reliable, culturally relevant. Sit back and listen to the wisdom while we represent. So reliable, culturally relevant. Readers and leaders, they hold it down where they have to sit. So reliable, culturally relevant. Sit back and listen to the wisdom while you represent. So reliable, culturally relevant. Readers and leaders, they hold it down, yeah, they have a sit.
Look, mommy, community in action. Well, on my little sound of that. Look, daddy, there's a book for me too. Well, on my little sound of that. Creative, affirming, culture for me too. Look, granny, a little sound of that.